which is the distinguished representative of Kyrgyzstan.
Thank you, Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to the OSCE Chairman in Office, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Poland, His Excellency Mr. Zbigniew Rau, and Polish colleagues for the responsible performance of the chairpersonship functions in our organization in this very difficult time. Our meeting today is taking place amid the ongoing international tension and instability in the OSCE area. Kyrgyzstan, like before, stands for resolving conflicts exclusively through peaceful negotiations by observing the basic principles of international law, including such as sovereign equality, territorial integrity, and non-interference in internal affairs of the state. These principles are enshrined in the Helsinki Final Act, which laid the foundation for our organization. One of the fundamental values of the establishment of the CSCE was the creation of a common and indivisible security community in the Eurasian and Euro-Atlantic area. In the atmosphere of mistrust and confrontation that existed at that time, our senior colleagues were able to find the will to come to a consensus and to develop high ideals and values that become the foundation of the CSCE. 32 years ago, at the CSCE summit in Paris, by adopting the Charter for a New Europe, our countries declared that the era of confrontation and division of Europe is over. And the 10 principles of the final act will be our guiding star in moving forward towards a future security community. Apparently, 3 decades later, we are still far from that goal. Unfortunately, the OSCE principles of the indivisibility of security and the commitment not to ensure the interests of national security at the expense of the interests of others, reflected many times in the final documents of the OSCE summits, remain only declarative today. The OSCE has the necessary tools and mechanisms to prevent conflicts and overcome crises. All that needed is the political will or all interested parties for these mechanisms to work effectively and to achieve results. In this regard, we recall the central role of the OSCE in the prevention and the resolution of conflicts based on an analysis of the root causes of existing problems and actions as reflected in the final document of the Second Helsinki Summit in 1992. Dear colleagues, the fighting in Ukraine has been going on for 9 months, and we are following these tragic events with great concern and empathy. We have stated that a military solution of the situation has no perspectives. Kyrgyzstan comes out for de-escalation of the conflict, as well as quick completion of fighting in this country decisively. We proceed from the need to comply with the universally recognized norms and principles of international law enshrined in the UN Charter. And so we have a clear understanding that all disagreements in the modern world must be resolved exclusively by peaceful means. No doubt that the entire world community felt the consequences of conflict, not only our country. Distinguished participants, Central Asia is an integral part of the OSCE region, and the ongoing processes in the region also affected the overall situation in the OSCE area. Strengthening cooperation with the countries of Central Asia and promoting integration processes remain the main foreign policy priorities of the Kyrgyz Republic. We want to live with all our neighbors in harmony and friendship. The fourth consultative meeting of the head of states of Central Asia, held in July 2002 in Kyrgyzstan, has demonstrated that the countries of the region have an understanding that trade, economic, energy, transport, and other forms of interaction are a solid foundation for ensuring stability and security throughout Central Asia. We believe that the OSCE can contribute to the promotion and encouraging of integration processes by using the available tools and mechanisms within the OSCE for this purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, this year marks 30 years since the Kyrgyz Republic joined the OSCE at the Ministerial meeting in Prague on 30th of January 1992. Over 30 years of cooperation with the OSCE, significant results have been achieved in carrying out broad and positive changes in all spheres of life in the Kyrgyz Republic. The OSCE Office for Democratic Institutions and Human Rights, the OSCE High Commissioner on National Minorities, and the OSCE representative on freedom of the media play an important role in the development of democratic institutions and civil society, facilitation of maintaining inter-ethnic harmony, holding democratic elections, and ensuring human rights, tolerance, and non-discrimination, as well as respecting the rule of law. Over the 20 years, the OSCE Academy in Bishkek has been successfully functioning, which is rightfully considered as the OSCE's unique project. Today, the priority areas of cooperation between the Kyrgyzstan and the OSCE are the fight against corruption and organized crime, digitalization and good governance, the reform of the judicial and law enforcement systems, the environment and sustainable socio-economic development. Dear colleagues, one of the existing security threats today is climate change, which is firmly put on the OSCE agenda. The changing climate reality creates new hybrid risks for the integrity of the planet's ecosystem, the safety of the people, and the sustainable development of our countries. As a result of climate change in Central Asia, we are facing an intensive melting of glaciers, the area of which by the end of the 21st century may be reduced by 50%. Mountain glaciers are an integral part of the Earth's cryosphere, which not only affect the climate of our planet, but also provide habitat for many animals and plants and supply people with water. To preserve mountain ecosystems and the glaciers, President of our country declared the year 2022 in the Kyrgyz Republic as the year of protection of mountain ecosystems and climate resilience. At the international level, by the initiative of the Kyrgyz Republic in close cooperation with mountain partners, the UN General Assembly adopted a resolution declaring the year 2022 as the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development. Resolving the problem of climate change requires an integrated approach, close cooperation, urgent and practical measures. In this regard, we welcome the decision of the climate conference in Sharm el-Sheikh to establish a fund to compensate for the damage caused by climate change. In this context, we consider it necessary for all countries to make efforts for the full implementation of the reached agreements. Dear colleagues, the irresistible contradictions associated with trust within our organization make it difficult to reach consensus. A vivid example of this is the problems with the approval of the OSCE unified budget. The year is almost over, and we are still unable to adopt a budget for the current year. Today, the OSCE needs urgent solutions aimed at increasing the efficiency of its activities, adapting working methods to modern realities, considering the national characteristics of all its participating states, eliminating the possibility of a unilateral approach to resolving problems and restoring confidence. We do not get tired of repeating that it is very important for us to overcome our internal disagreements, and only by uniting we will be able to resist current and future global challenges and risks. In conclusion, I would like to thank our Polish colleagues for the hospitality and good organization of our meeting. I congratulate the Minister of Foreign Affairs of North Macedonia, His Excellency Mr. Osmani, on his assumption of a responsible mission as OSCE Chairman in Office in the year 2023. I wish our North Macedonian colleagues a successful and fruitful chairmanship. Thank you.
Thank you. I now pass the floor to the next speaker on the list.